Hey guys, Katie Vibes here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a pet related video. So when I first got my albino ball python here, she was unfortunately very dehydrated and I didn't think too much about it. It's very possible she was very stressed in her previous home, or they just weren't keeping her water bowl filled, or whatever it may be. So I didn't think too much of it until one day I hadn't seen her for about 10 hours. Checked on her the night before, went to work, was there longer than usual because I worked a double but didn't come home in the middle like I usually do. Finally got back home and mites everywhere, and I will show you exactly what that looked like. Unfortunately, they breed incredibly quickly, and when they do have eggs, there are tons of them. So from everything I've read and from what the vet said, this is pretty much probably just a whole cluster of eggs that hatched. So I have started, I treated her once, I treated her tank, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to have worked because she still does have mites. And she obviously does not have nearly as many. I spoke with obviously a vet and they said she had them already from her previous home. It totally explains why she didn't have a stressed personality, but she did have the stress of dehydration, and also just a few other factors. One of them being that there were no signs of mites and then they just blew up out of nowhere. So she had eggs on her when she came to my house, and so unfortunately they hatched and blew up. So I'm gonna get her down. What we're gonna do is we're gonna soak her in the sink. I have a bit of water in here. It is unfortunately draining though, so I have to move kind of fast to keep it full. I'm not going to be soaking her the entire time, and as you can see, I have some dish soap here. We're gonna do just one small spray of dish soap into the water, and we're going to put her in it. Obviously, we're going to make sure that our head stays above, and we're going to soak because they cannot swim and they can't stay underwater for very long. It's not like certain types of spiders and stuff. You'll see they stay underwater for a very long time and they're totally fine. Yep, not with these little mites. They will drown. They will drown very quickly. So they will definitely flee from under her scales. You can see them. See how they look really faint in color? And some of them are coming up because I did soak her in some water. I'm gonna pour some more water in. It is draining. My sink does not want to hold water. What is with bathroom sinks not wanting to hold water? There's just a little bit of dish soap in there. It helps kill them. Make sure the water's not too hot, not too cold. And let me show you right here. You can see that one's a lot darker in color because it is up above her scales now, right there. Oop, went right back under. There's one right there. Right there. And I have a pair of pointed tweezers. You don't really want to go under their scales unless you absolutely have to. Be really careful if you do. We're going to pull some of them off if they're right up on the surface like this guy is. Oh, went right back under once I started poking and prodding. Right there. Boom. There it goes. Wash it down into the water. Boop. Right back in, sweetie. I'm sorry. I know. Not your favorite place to be. I want to get it up over here on her body. Closer to her head as well. Oh man, I know, sweetheart. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let this drain. So one spot they often get them really bad is in their eyes, or around their eyes, I guess I should say. And if you look closely, you can see the black rings around her eyes. Could you please let go of my drain? Thank you. And so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to wet a Q-tip. And I'm going to wipe around her eyes very, very gently. But right now what we're going to do is we're just going to keep running the water on her. Again, make sure it's not too hot, not too cold. I can't stress that enough. Alright. Run it over her. Then just pull out any of the ones you can see. By the way, I already did soak her, so I didn't do a long soak. I was kind of just showing you guys. So anywhere you just see a light colored dot, that is probably one right under the scale. And if you can, just kind of coax them up and wash them away. Or pick it up with tweezers if it is large enough to do that. A lot of them are small. A lot of these ones are babies. Now, I screwed up when I treated the tank last, and I didn't think about it until I saw them reappearing again. I am sure I left some eggs behind, because when you use the stuff, and I'll go over this again when I do it for real, you have to take out anything that's living. So I have live plants, so I obviously have to take those out. Those I obviously can't spray because the stuff will kill them. So those I'm going to have to soak, which I did do. However, I completely forgot to wash the water bowl, like an idiot. So I have no doubt there were some eggs on the water bowl, and that's why I'm seeing a bunch of these little babies right here. Ooh, I got one on my finger. Get off, get off. She's actually really calm. She's like really, really sweet about all this. When I was having to go into her heat vents, these little dots above her mouth, when she first had them, she had them up in there as well, like really, really bad. She was totally chill about letting me put some tweezers in there very freaking carefully. And, yeah, just pulling them out. She was just so chill about it. It was like she knew, like, okay, this is a relief. Like, that feels so good to have that out of there. Now I don't know if that's true, but it definitely felt like she knew what was going on. Right there. That little dot. So we're just, oh, I know it's exhausting, sweetie pea. Try to nudge it up. If we can't, we just soak again. There's one right there that came to the surface. Boop, got it on the tweezer. Let it go down. Boop, into the water. Oh, we got some on her belly. I don't know if you guys can see those little dots. Remember, we're just nudging on them. We are not yanking on them. We're not doing anything that can hurt them. Come here. There we go. Ooh. Oh, I got it and then she licked it back in. No. Maybe can you at least swallow it? I don't see any other really big ones. Oh, there's one in my hand. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm trying not to freak out. That's a big one. Maybe that's one from her mouth, actually, because I don't remember seeing any others that were that big besides the one that was in her mouth, and she, like, shot it out of her tongue, so I wonder if I watch it back if I can see it, like, shoot onto me. Ah, it's creepy to think about. So what I'm going to do is take some cooler water. It's not even really warm. It's pretty cool. Not cold, but definitely less warm than the little bath she took. And I'm going to drop it over her head where her eyes are. So we're going to try getting the ones that are in her eyes wet, so that hopefully they will at least release from that bite, from sucking her blood like a little vampire. And then I've got this wet Q-tip. Very gently, I'm just going to go over the outer rim of her eye. Let's see if we can get any scooped up onto the Q-tip. Right there's one. There we go. See it? That little tiny thing right there? Wash that down. Rub it down. There it goes. Boop, boop, boop. All the way down, though. Now, this isn't going to get all of them by any means. And again, we're not pushing at all. We're just very gently wiping it around her eye. Again, they're going to start drowning, essentially. Oh, there's one right there. And they'll come off. Make sure it goes down the drain. That one right there. Cool. Pretty big one right here that I'm really trying to get to release, and hopefully crawl somewhere else would be the goal. So I put a little drop of water right there. Uh-oh. What, you hear running water, huh? She loves running water. What? I know. That's the running water, huh? Every time I flush the toilet, I have to immediately close the bathroom door or she'll come running in. She's usually outside the door waiting for me because she likes to go into the toilet after I flush it. We done? We all done? No? Okay. I'll go back to picking mites off. Alrighty, so I literally put a drop of water over her eye right there to try and coax that one out because it's driving me nuts. It's pretty big and the thing does not want to come out. And she also has another big one right there, so I did the same thing where I took a drop of water and just laid it over it and held it there. So hopefully it'll start coaxing them at least to a different spot, which will make it easier for them to be taken off with a swipe of the Q-tip. Okay, so real quick, I got more on the Q-tip. One there, those little black specks. Make sure they go down. The one on her eye looks like it's like right off of the eye. Like it's not even like holding on. I swear I got it to move. I got it. I got it. See? Patience pays off, guys. Patience pays off. Ooh, can we focus on it? Can we focus on it? How far away do I need to be for you to focus on it? Come on, camera. I believe in you. Patience, guys. I mean, it took a bit. I had to put on drops of water, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And then I had to hold it there a few times. I had to swipe a dozen times. And I had to wait in between each. Hi, Oliver. And okay to wash down. Ooh, I'm holding on. He is holding on. Oh, there it is. Going up the tank, up the side. No, you going down, bitch. Alright. So I think I'm good on all of this. I've gotten a lot of them. No, my God. Are you serious? Are you serious? Did you just jump up on here? Are you serious? Get your ass. What are you thinking? Oh my goodness, Oliver. Leave it to Oliver to do something like that. Okay, well, my animals are unhinged today. I want to get this other big one in a rabbit hole. So yeah, I might try a little bit longer. I know, I gotta stop holding my head. I try a few more times like I did with that other one. And if not, we're gonna move on. And yeah, for you guys, we'll move on to the tank right now. Alrighty, I'm putting him in my bathroom. Of course, they both went out already, but I'll be back. Oliver, come on. No, come on. Come on. Come on. He wants to see them so bad. Come on. He's obsessed with little animals, to the point that he is getting really close to hurting himself trying to see the mouse. And it's funny because I have a female mouse with a female rat, and I have to get a friend for the male rat or mouse because his buddy died. But yeah, he does not give a shit about the females. He just wants to see the little guy. And I think it's because he's a baby, so he loves baby animals. Stay out. They're fine. They don't need you. So, it is very important that you take out anything that is alive because it will kill anything and everything that is alive. That's already dead, so we're going to leave it. Those leaves, obviously dead, so we're going to leave them. Anything they eat or drink out of, such as that water bowl, is obviously going to come out. Hey, Cooper, stop it. Everyone's getting all crazy. So, we'll take these out, and this is what I'm using. So this is what I'm moving. It's called Prevent a Mite. It says it kills mites and ticks that feed on tortoises and in lizard and snake enclosures. Effective, easy to use. I love this little bit right here. It is a violation of federal law to use this product in a manner inconsistent with its labeling. Shake well before using. So we will definitely do that. And you want to get anything and everything living out of here and away from here. So I did have living plants. Those are obviously all dead leaves, so I don't care about those. The plants I've already taken out, so they're right here. I am going to soak them just in case they do have any mites or mite eggs on them. So we're going to submerge them in water and let them soak for a little bit, and then we'll spray them off maybe a few times. Over here is my jumping spider and her enclosure, so that is definitely going to go into the bathroom as well. And then I have this plant right here. It's just the bulb right now. The plant itself has died because its season is over, but I have to keep the bulb alive, so we're going to move that as well. And yes, I know the back of my enclosures definitely need a little backdrop thingy because it's not so pretty just having the wires and whatnot back there. But anyways, the other thing you want to obviously remove is anything they eat or drink off of. So those water bowls are definitely going to come out. They are also going to be emptied. They're going to be submerged in water with the Dawn dish soap, and then we're going to let them soak for quite some time. So if there is anything on it, it's going to drown. All right, so I have this big bin that I was going to use for inventory, but it was like super freaking cheap. You can see literally it dropped from like 2 feet and shattered. Also, it's like insanely thin and flimsy. It's just not good. I think I got a Dollar Tree for like $3. You know, the little $3, $5 section. Yeah, not doing that again. Anyways, so we're going to fill it up with Dawn dish soap and hot water. So water definitely feels hot, I think, because I can feel it on the faucet. I'm going to fill this up and we're going to submerge the bowls. Not the plants. The plants are not going in soapy water. They're just going to be submerged, completely submerged in just regular warm water. And I'm only going to do that maybe for like 5 minutes, whereas these I'll probably keep them in there for like a whole hour or so. Pretty much the entire time that I'm having the enclosures kind of warned off. But the plants I'm only going to keep in for like maybe 5 minutes, because obviously we don't want to drown the plants. So because I have live plants, I obviously have dirt for them to grow in, like you can see right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get as much of this off as possible, so I'm pretty much down to the bare root as closely as possible. And I am going to completely remove any of that dirt from the enclosure before I put in the poison, because obviously if we plant these into that dirt, it's probably not going to be really good for them to grow in. So I'm going to make sure I remove that dirt at the very least, and after everything is all said and done, when I put the snakes back, right before that, I will also put in new dirt for the plants. So in this enclosure, just in this corner, I have this dirt because before I got the stuff to do the treatment, I had already changed out the enclosure and tried to use some home remedy methods. That most definitely did not work, unfortunately. So yeah, I already changed out to this bedding, which I am not a fan of by any means. So I am going to probably this week go in and get a new bedding that I prefer for a snake. Just every time she gets wet, this stuff sticks so badly. My hands are damp, and you can see how much the stuff is sticking. So it's just a bit of a pain in the ass. It's messy for her. It's messy for me. Just not a big fan of it. So I'm going to scoop up this dirt, though, because this is what the plants for her enclosure planted into. Yeah, hers is entirely dirt. So where I'm going to be putting her 2 plants, I am going to dig out quite a bit of the dirt. Like I said, I want to get new, like, ground, I guess. Anyway, new terrain, new flooring, I don't know what you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're going to call it. That stuff, yeah. So I'm probably going to do a complete redo on her enclosure anyway, flooring wise. So yeah, for now I just want to take out several inches all around all of the plants. So let's do that. When I originally did this, well, I thought that these stuff would require me to completely gut the tank because everything I read online said it would. But apparently they don't carry that stuff anymore. They have this other stuff that you can literally spray with everything in the tank, and you should, because again, it'll latch onto everything and kill anything living. So I'm putting back these 2 pieces of decor that were in the enclosures that I took out when believing I was getting a different spray. So I do want them to be in there when I do this so that they can be coated in that spray as well. The only thing that bothers me is that my cat lives right here. I know it looks like it's my sink, my kitchen. It's like actually not the kitchen sink. So this little area is all for her. I put all the stuff that was on top of the cage or tanks right there. I got my blankets, as you can see. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to spray this stuff. Okay, so I had Oliver just completely leave, and of course now my cat is awake and coming near me. Everybody, this is a bad time. This is another reason I definitely want to keep it all in there as long as possible. The cat, I might pick her up and put her somewhere, which she's going to despise me for, but alright, anyways, for now, let's just do this. I think this is about 12 to 15 inches. We're just gonna... And the guy at the place told me make sure you spray literally everything. Close it up. But there is definitely a gas in there. It's kind of hard to tell because you're looking at a reflection, right? So, a little hard to tell. But it's in there, I promise. We're going to do the next one. I think this one I'm just going to keep this side closed. Just kind of reach around everything. And after this, I'm going to go flip over my plants so they're not in there too long. Close it up. Definitely smell it, that's for damn sure. Cover it up. Trying to keep everybody as safe as possible. I can tell, again, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's definitely a bit of a fog. There's a mess behind me. Okay, so I sell collectibles, lots of vintage stuff, but some newer collectibles, mostly collectible toys, but just collectibles in general. If you're interested in any of that, there is a description down in there's a link in the description below to my Instagram, which is my collectibles, but also like some sales stuff. I often post thrift hauls and stuff like that there as well. If you're looking for anything specific, let me know. I have over 3,000 items in my for sale inventory, and everything that's for sale, well, most of everything that's for sale is also for trade. So I'm a collector myself. You can see my shelf with some of my collectibles there and over there. But anyways, I got a lot to do, but of course my pets came first, so I had to stop what I was doing to do this. Now, I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to say, but I can't stress enough, guys, to please be gentle, please be compassionate, please be kind, and please be patient. You may have to do several soaks. I would do at least a 5 to 10 minute soak every time you do a soak. I'm going to do another soak and pull more off right now before I put her back in the enclosure. Both professionals I spoke to and all of the research I did online said that you can put the snakes back after 30 to 40 minutes. However, I'm going to err on the side of caution. I'm going to wait at least 1 hour. They're totally fine in those little containers that they're in. Unfortunately, some people literally have their snakes live in containers like that, which I think is so cruel and disgusting, and I'm not going to get into that in this video, but ew, you suck as a snake owner if you do that. Ew, ew, ew. Anyways, yeah, so I'm going to go give her another soak, pull some more off if at all possible. Check my boa, even though I've checked her like 5 million times and I've never seen any on her because she pretty much lives in her water bowl, so she's pretty much just drowning them on her own. But yeah, everything I said or everything I read and both of the professionals said to keep everything in that enclosure, including the flooring. Now, I already plan on changing the bedding, the flooring, whatever you want to call it, but that's not going to be for another 4 to 5 days just because there's no reptile stores near me. There's literally 2 in my area and they're not even that close. One of them I refuse to use. That's a different story for a different day. But the one that I do use, I won't be able to get there with my schedule and like what time they open for at least 4 or 5 days. Well, 4 or 5 days. I'll be there in 4 or 5 days max. But I wanted to do this immediately because obviously this is something that shouldn't wait. Now, if you have any issues with anything I did, please keep in mind that, again, I talked to 2 different professionals. One of them is a vet, and I also did tons of research online, like lots of research from multiple different websites and sources. So if I did anything wrong, sorry, I'm going off of what 2 different professionals and online research told me to do. So there's that. But yeah, hopefully you're not going through this. If you are, though, I'm sorry because it is kind of a bitch. It really is. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell to be notified of any new videos I'm coming out with, which is going to be very soon. I'm editing one right now that's kind of about pets, not my pets. I wish they were my pets, but they're not. And they weren't intended to be pets. It's a complicated story. You'll see if you hit that bell to be notified of new videos that I come out with. I'm also going to be doing movie reviews and a ton of stuff that I used to do way back in the day. Videos I no longer have posted, but I was getting thousands of views every week without even, like, advertising. So yeah, I want to get back to that level. That'd be kind of nice, especially now that I actually have subscribers. Anyways, I'll be doing more pet videos as well. So if you like this kind of stuff or you just want to see all the other type of content that I do, then definitely make sure you subscribe. Check out the links in the description below. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, have a good one. Bye.